Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
I posted him.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
74.
This is fielded at the goal line.
The other one was a 73. But them niggas was mid first rounders too.
20 to the 22.
Dark. No, we getting out of that.
The DT was an 8th overall, and I got him at 6.
He with 84 strength, 80 speed, 83 finesse.
Yeah, give him to me.
Yeah, I'll take that nigga any day of the week.
And he about to start right next to Hickson. Silas Damps, that was a great pick. That's who I was going to pick next. That was the second best safety. What is this safety's hit power? Oh, 77 hit power. That's cool. I would say I'm a reach on my last first round pick, but it ain't no.
Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
I can't even tell you who exactly who it was.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Yep. That's the only one that's a 5th. It's a right tackle, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the only one. And he the highest rated one out of everybody.
Here we go.
They'll run on first down. Myrick. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
That other tight end.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a handoff here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Pick the 69 overall tight end in the first round.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up alive. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40, the 30, 10, 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Was that that right tackle a late first rounder?
Don't remember.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
This nigga. This left guard, nigga. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Stafford.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Nigga, look at this shit. I'm about to post this picture of him.
This is Jones. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
I have a home right over here.
on second down now. It's Jones. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
Oh, shit.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
All I got is the Rams and the Titans right now. If they don't pick him up,
exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Oh, yeah. That nigga's a monster.
Why is it paused?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Oh, no.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10.
You
looking to throw. Brooks. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Brooks going to throw again. And that is incomplete. Now, keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first-quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown.
We had an expression when I played.
It's called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody
under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
Dude, I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week
should be Green Bay picking maybe like a 65.
Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
What is he projected?
I didn't scout him. We're going to find out, though, right now.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
He's ninth in true
talent. They want some big plays. They want to see some offense.
Overall.
They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Jones.
Space
to maneuver at the 40. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
In the first?
Give me the ball.
Again. And again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So these next 2 I got to make good. Oh, yeah, this lineman going to work.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for. Under a heavy rush, interception. Down he goes. Jerome Baker. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
I'm back on the clock. This is fucking crazy.
Now Brooks to throw. From the gun, he'll throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
That right tackle was 14th in true value. Nigga, 95 strength.
2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Kramer. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Set, ready. Now the rip left, rip left. Rotate,
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Offensively, might be thinking, what's going on here? 1 for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around. Not having that success, might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get him back in form.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
I got 3 linemen.
Brooks now operating from the gun.
So out of my 7 picks, I picked 4 linemen.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Jones. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 3rd down, Copeland. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. They'll find Miller. That's complete. The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He's got Smith here. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
Bless you. Thank you.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
He didn't even block nobody.
Damn, this nigga got an 80 overall.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way.
Tackle,
Here's second and 12. Here we go on second and 12. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
At that time, he up again. What are you going to do with this one, though?
Now Brooks to throw on third down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Brooks. Throwing on first down.
That's so fucking, man, this game is so, he's wide open.
Would have been a big hitter if they had connected.
Oh, wow.
Instead, it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go around.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
That's tough, too.
I'm going to clear my drive board. Actually,
an incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Brooks. And he comes back with one complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Cover 2 sync, baby.
Yeah, cover 2 sync. Yeah. That fucking glitch. God damn, niggas can't play straight up YouTube.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Ready?
Now a give, right side.
That is the new go-to. Remember it was the pants at first?
Second down.
Yeah.
That was cover 2 sync. That and that cover 4 drop show 2 shit.
It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7. Here's a second and 7. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Didn't have a receiver open down.
So I guess they fixed in 21.
Couldn't
all
even
of
find
the
his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find
play flipping
open.
And motion and shit.
It won't be all that motion.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is third and 7.
Have to find a new way, buddy.
One nigga was in here. The Eagles nigga
from the gun, he'll throw.
That nigga already said, that nigga said, I'm about to play.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football.
He said,
make
what?
sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt.
God damn.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser. Headed for the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
Hey, Cam. Yep, 76 overall right there.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Yellow. Let's go, rule, lady. Come on. It's just me and you. Yellow. Check. I got you, baby. I got you.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. He's going to air one out. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 30.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, he fell inside.
The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
He moved that safety.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And this one is right through. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about,
you move that lineman or the...
change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now here's Mahomes. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep left. They got his man. Complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On first down, Jones. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Now Jones. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Mahomes being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Why did he get on him earlier?
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And his kick is indeed good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense, though.
To receive that's a 4-3-9.
Get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
But everything else is bad.
In the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10.
Everything else is terrible.
Or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now Brooks to throw. Back to the air on second down. He's going to rifle one deep. He's got it.
Double route. Let's get him.
And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for the Bengals. 44 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. There he goes, right side. And they'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. A great effort there.
Is it Joe Stick?
Touchdown number 7 on the year.
That's crazy.
As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
And
extra point splits the uprights, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Somebody go find me a controller.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something.
Okay, Clowney. Okay.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal.
They'll take it.
Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. They'll go again to Jones. 9 good yards here on the run, and now 3rd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done. When the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. Running right, Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. On 2nd down now. Copeland. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
Yellow. 40 from up. Go on, angle. Check back 40. I'm coming for you, son.
Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes.
Give me that.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
Fuck.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and we will remain tied here in this 3rd quarter. So it's his 2nd miss of the game. They both hurt. This one especially so.
Yeah, you've got a chance to give your guys a second-half lead, and they're counting on you to put them in front. And I tell you, there's no one more disappointed than he is that he let his guys down.
He's going to loft one deep left side here.
Nope.
And he's got a touchdown.
Yep, you see what I did.
Big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to regain the lead.
He got mossed.
Sometimes when I see these types of plays executed, I think of basketball. Guys boxing other guys off to go out and get a rebound.
And he got the rebound right there. But the defense was really placed well.
Yeah, they were right there. I mean, that's where it's really tough for a defender. When you're in the right spot, you're draped on the guy catching the ball, yet he still comes down with it.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Mahomes going to throw. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. I ain't never had a DT that fast.
Watch out.
Yeah, I put him at the right end.
Check 99.
See, and that's what I might do because my other end, my X-Factor end, I might put him at a DT. He's bigger.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. Here's Bradley Pena now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right in your foot.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerome Baker make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Cincinnati. 54 yards. Excellent execution, and now there's...
Abuse the run. I'm about to abuse this nigga, X Factor.
Hell yeah, why not?
Yep. Use that shit. Every time. Fuck it.
Set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Abuse the fuck out of it.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
You gotta hold your block. This dude always got a good ass.
They'll keep it on the ground. Myrick, and he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th.
Glitch. Fucking glitch.
And his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
57, Mike 57. Check. Jim. Back.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking downfield for Godwin. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Rush in.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10.
Y'all playing the wrong football.
Back to throw. Brooks. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
I remember a coach told me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Looking to throw. Brooks. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll run on first down. Myrick. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Myrick. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
On first down, Myrick. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Check pass. Check pass.
Damn, I did all that and still didn't get a fucking
run on first down. It's Watson. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Round.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield, They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type